Well, that's good. The positive thing about it is they got a good staff.
Mm.
A good like the head coach all the way down. So, and he took full.
What the boss is view. You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association.
All right, guys, welcome to the YMA Nation podcast, Sports Talk Friday.
Hey, everyone.
Sports Talk Friday.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Hey, if you are on right now, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the YMA Nation YouTube channel.
I mean, normally he lets me say it, but
Hey,
he's feeling himself right now.
I am on pump today because it's sports. So we're gonna talk about this Miami game. So that was a huge blowout. Before we get started, though, today's episode is brought to you by Blessed Man Success Certified Royalty. If you guys are interested in getting your sports highlight, that's big out here, right? Because like football,
recruiting,
high school football is big out here, and they do an excellent job at like recording and getting footage, photography. I mean, when it comes to sports, they are the contact. So if you are a parent and you have a child that's playing sport, I don't care what it is. It could be football, soccer,
basketball,
baseball, and you want some live footage or you want some photography done, then that is the company to go to. Blessed Man Success Certified Royalty. You could contact them at 864-546-2091. And we got a special guest on.
We do.
He is back. Alabama's number one fan. We got Marcus Whitner on.
Hey,
I was gonna hit it too. Marcus, how you doing this evening?
Man, Alabama is 4-0. I got Noir and I got my cigar. Only thing left to do is to move like bosses move, baby. Let's do it.
Alabama fans, I tell you what.
Also, guys, make sure down in the comment section you hashtag YMA Nation so you can go into our monthly cash drawing. We'll be doing one next week.
Yep.
For September. So I'm excited.
Get it in.
Free cash. Make sure you also follow us on our Facebook and Instagram page at YMA Nation. Last thing, and we're going to get going. Last thing is in the description.
I mean, he's got a list of things.
I have a list.
You just got to listen to the list first.
The last thing is in the description. You guys got to check out Black Caesar.
Check it out.
It's booming right now.
Yeah.
You guys got to go. Don't stop the show. So don't click pause and try to go. Like wait till the end of the show and then scroll down and click Black Caesar and go check out the song. It's a part 1 and a part 2 to it. Marcus, are you ready?
I've been ready.
You been ready. See, you see that confidence? See, it's easy to have that type of confidence when the team is 4-0.
Yeah, it is. Been ready. We'll see what happens after Saturday.
Hey, let's start off. I would like to start off with Miami.
Okay, we can start with Miami.
I know we don't want to start with Clemson. I just got to do it because like my team been struggling. Miami been struggling all season.
Gosh.
And it's been like the lights been shining on Clemson. I mean, they ain't been undefeated, but like they've been doing good. And then that was unexpected. Yeah. Marcus, what do you think about that Miami versus Central Connecticut game?
Well, I know that it wasn't a televised game, but just seeing the score 69-0.
69-0.
Double take of that. I'm like, wait a minute, is that right? You boys, you did your thing. If there was a tune-up game, this was it. And I went back and I looked at some of your stats, and I saw that you guys made a change at quarterback. So I'm not going to jump in front of you there. I'm going to let you bring that to the forefront, and we'll take it from there.
Well, what's interesting, Miami, their QB, their starting QB, King, he's been out due to injury from his shoulder. So he just seeing off the like the first 2 games in his performance, it hasn't been up to par.
I said they shouldn't have started him to begin
Yeah, she
with.
said that last week that he probably was starting back too soon. Just trying to come back from that knee injury. But
I think what happens, I want to jump in and I'm
Mhm.
gonna let you finish on your thought.
yeah.
When you have a player, and I said that he's going to be in his own head about the injury,
Mhm.
it can create them to get injured more because they're trying to protect themselves from the injury that they're already trying to overcome.
Right.
So when we was talking about stats, right? When Miami played Michigan State, I said, "Oh yeah, Miami got that game." But this is when you look at the QB and who's driving the team.
Mm-hmm.
In that game, he had 2 interceptions and a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
2 interceptions and a fumble, and they lost.
Right.
Then last week, he's injured. He's out. So they bring in Tyler Van Dyke. And he performed like he was the starting quarterback.
Right.
He performed like he was playing for Alabama.
Because sometimes the backups are just waiting for their opportunity.
And,
Right.
and he took advantage of that. We talked about that too with Alabama. What's the guy that just left from them from Alabama?
Jones, Matt, the quarterback,
Mac
Matt Jones,
Jones?
Not Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, Mac
Hunterback.
Harris?
Harris,
Yeah, what's his full name?
Najee
Yeah,
Harris.
Najee Harris. It is crazy. I can't think of it because I've been talking about him like all last year. Najee Harris, when he didn't start, right? And then he had the chance to
To go
have
in.
that game, and he took advantage of that time, and he performed so well that okay, he's starting now. And then all of a sudden, that one opportunity gave him the chance to become a star.
Right.
And
But
actually, something real quick here. After we won the national championship against Georgia, he actually was going to leave Alabama, but it was his
wow.
friends and family back in California who talked him into staying.
Wow. That's the first I've heard that.
Yes, there's a documentary out on a few Alabama players and where he talks about that story.
Well, I think he made the right decision.
Yeah.
But Tyler Van Dyke came in. He threw 10 for 11. That's a 90.9% completion. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So you can see what happens when you have that QB that in that performance, and not to take away from Jake Garcia. He came in and threw 11 for 14.
Mhm.
So he did well. Also, but Tyler Van Dyke did his thing. Man. So that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spend too much time on Miami. I talked enough about them. Let's talk about the Clemson versus NC State game. You want me to lead it off, or actually, hold on, because I know you're gonna go in. Hold on.
I got
Hold
it.
on.
I'm not
Let's
gonna
allow
go
our
in.
guests. Let's allow our guests to speak. What do you think about that game, Marcus?
I think DJ took that check from Bojangles and said, "I'm good."
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank
Wow.
you. I said
No,
that as well. I said that as well.
listen,
Actually, I didn't say it that way though.
the name and likeness, it's a blessing and a curse.
Right.
I think that if you don't have the right mentor in your ear, once you get that first taste of money, you see that check, you're gonna think that you made it, but you haven't even scratched the surface. You haven't really stepped into the real world yet. And I believe that since he's gotten that check, he's fallen off a little bit. I could be wrong, but he just doesn't seem like that same player from last season when he was backing up Trevor Lawrence. I could see the hunger in him. He was coming. I'm next up in line. I'm the next Tiger Great. I'm not seeing it from him. No disrespect at all, but that's just I'm not seeing it. And I know that with the offensive line, with you guys having struggles there, and him getting hit, I don't know what happened. And I'm seeing analysts like Paul Feinbaum, say that, hey, Clemson, the dynasty is over. You know what? Honestly, as a Bama fan, I don't believe that it's over.
Right.
All teams go through that rough patch, and this is Clemson's rough patch, and they'll get it together. They will. They just got to weather the storm. And in life, you're either in a storm, going to a storm, or coming out of one. So right now, they're in a storm, man. They're in the rebuilding stage.
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did you say?
She said, "It's just a credit score, relax."
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
Ownership of the loss. And he said, you know what, sometimes you got to make progress, you got to go backwards. So he understood that, hey, here's the things that we are going to focus on is the basics. And that's going back to penalties, that's going back to ball security, like those type of small things. I could see how your eye just twitching, that you just ready to just talk. Go ahead. I'm done talking about Clemson. Let's hear your perspective on the game.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
The offensive line has been atrocious for years. If they don't get it, it is just at a point now where we're able to see it. Like I said last week, it doesn't matter. If you've played offensive line, you have a job. Your job is to block, right? If
Right.
you've blocked for years and years and years and your job is to block, either you're good at it or you're bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes the coach to develop the offensive line to get better and better each week. And we're not seeing them get better and better each week. And the offensive line has been atrocious for years. They have been able to cover it up because they had Watson to make plays. They had Trevor Lawrence to make plays. And DJ cannot make plays. He can't think outside of the box. He can't check down. He stares down his receivers.
Yeah, we say that.
What can be detrimental,
Yeah.
very detrimental.
I mean, there's only so much. Yes, there's an offensive line problem. There is a quarterback problem. If your quarterback isn't developed enough to not stare receivers down, that's a problem.
Mhm.
As a D1 quarterback at one of the most elite football programs in the United States of America, if you don't know not how to stare down a receiver, then you need to be benched. And guess what? The NIL is only going to get him so far because he's got to perform to be able to keep those endorsement deals.
Right.
That's right.
And if he's not performing, and I think that that's one of the problems of Dabo not benching him is because he has those endorsement deals and there is big loyalty issues.
Mm. Mm.
And if they don't get beyond that, and I understand the number 2 quarterback, I think he is coming off of, well, I know he had an Achilles injury back in the spring.
Mhm.
So he is 6 months from that injury. So I'm sure they don't want to put him in because that
Right.
is an injury that takes a while to heal from. And if you re-injure it, it's bad. So I get that. But there has to be a better option. Like if you're saying as a D1, one of the most elite football programs, that these are your options, like this is what you have. We got to work with what we have, which Dabo has said, this is what we're working with. This is what we have. That's a problem.
So you
Right.
don't foresee
Either-
them being able to
either
recover
you-
the season?
No, we're going to lose to Boston College.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to lose to
predicted
Wake
that.
Forest. We may go to Syracuse and get beat because we always struggle at Syracuse, and it's always a ref battle as well up there, the same as with NC State, because the ref should have thrown a flag on the last play for pass interference on Justin Ross. There was a face mask that the ref should have called.
We've seen that, yeah.
I mean, so
But that's always gonna happen throughout
that is
any game. Yeah.
that is. But I'm just saying, in generalization, Clemson at NC State and Clemson at Syracuse is always like that. We know it's going to happen. So if they lose 4 games this year, I won't be surprised at all.
If you take away from those things, the things that you just stated, and you look at the QB, I agree with you because he threw 46% passing. Like that's almost high school passing. It's like someone who just don't have experience to go out there and perform playing for Clemson and throwing a 46% completion.
Let me jump in. So I'm on the boards too, like the different boards and stuff. And there's rumor that the receivers are tired of him too. And when you lose your receivers, then guess what? It's not going to be good for the offense because the receivers help the quarterback be who the quarterback is.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because, again, going back to Miami, you look at Van Dyke, and he threw 9 for 10. But you see how the wide outs, how they played. Because they, like, I guess you do gain that feeling like, if I run my route, he's gonna put the ball right there. I'm gonna be confident.
DJ's overthrowing receivers. Yeah. Marcus, were you able to watch the game?
Yeah, because he was putting comments throughout the whole game.
So
listen, I did watch the game, and I promise you, the camera panned over, and I saw Dabo Swinney like this. Like, I felt kind of bad for him.
Yeah, because he, like, there's got to be more that's not being said, or if this is just all we have to work with and they're not wanting to just say it that way, then I mean, number one, I said when
running backs didn't do good either though.
Well, Lynn J. Dixon, your senior running back, entered the transfer portal. Guess what? Yes. I'm guaranteeing that had nothing to do with coaching. That had everything to do with DJ.
Now,
I'm betting.
Cut you off, but the blocking, that up front, those guys up front, it's a necessity for a running back to have those guys stout. If he's going to now, if they're getting into the backfield and they're hitting him, he's not getting the yardage that he needs. I believe that he was afraid that he was going to get hit the wrong way, and it cost him his career. And me, the way that I'm thinking, I played a little quarterback when I was in school. Now, the quarterback, he is the leader. He's the field general. You know, he needs to have these guys rally around him. He can't step up to him and be soft, say, oh, guys, my bad. I'm sorry about, X, Y, and Z. He needs to get these guys rallied up. He needs to get that adrenaline pumping and let them see that he not only has confidence in them, he has confidence in himself. Because if he doesn't have the confidence in himself, nobody else is going to have it. So he needs to look his receivers in the eyes and say, guys, I am going to do better. You guys, you are my ride or dies. I look to the left and to the right. We're in war. I know that you're there with me. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to make sure that I set you up for success. So who's going to come and ride with me? And also with the offensive line, even after practice, what would it hurt for you to stay a little bit longer and, work on those routes as well? Or if you're saying that, hey, my offensive line, they're not doing so well in blocking. Why can't we work on some quick routes?
Right.
Some
we said that at the game when the game was over.
No, I'm gonna jump in, Marcus, because I'm telling you, I be on the boards. So I had there was a comment, they were talking about the game, right? And once somebody posted, there's like, I go to Clemson, I go to the facility and I run laps during the day. And they were talking about when Trevor was there, when Watson was there, these past like 6 to 8 years, you had guys out there working on their own. You had, your Trevor Lawrence out there with your Amari Rogers and your Artavis Scotts. And, they were out there with them guys working on the chemistry, on the throws to one another. Receivers too, running routes.
They said that
stuff like that.
ETN, right?
Right. ETN worked with
On his own time,
Artavis
off time.
Scott, right, on their off time to get ETN better at catching the ball
Right.
as a ball catcher out of the backfield. So he said what he noticed is this summer, you didn't see any guys out there.
Wow.
You didn't see them out there proactively working together and, trying to create that chemistry with one another. And chemistry can't just be built in game.
Right.
It just can't. If you wait for a game to build chemistry, we see the result is failing. The wide receivers are not running the routes that the quarterback's thinking they're running, and they're all discombobulated. The quarterback's overthrowing them. He's not putting up 50-50 balls that our receivers could probably catch. He just wants them to be fully separated from the defender. And you can't play like that.
This is
You got to throw the 50-50 ball.
Why,
go ahead, Marcus.
why is everybody calling for your offensive coordinator's job?
Because
And
he sucks at play calling. My granny was sitting on the phone with me, and we were calling every play that they were going to do on offense.
But here's the thing. He didn't suck when he brought y'all those 2 national championships, did he?
Yeah, but he had Jeff Scott.
He had Jeff Scott. Okay, so they worked together long enough.
He had Jeff Scott. I think we're now seeing that Jeff Scott was
the intricate
part of the play calling. And now we don't have that. And Dabo said something interesting as well. He said it's about execution.
Right.
So what that tells me is they could run those plays, but Trevor Lawrence and Watson understood how to read the opposing defense and audible at the line. DJ doesn't audible out of the play.
He does it. But this is my thing as well. If Elliott worked with Scott so closely, couldn't he not remember the plays and tweak them just a little bit,
I don't think he's that innovative.
Okay, gotcha.
Interesting. Well, if he was, we don't see it on the field.
We don't see it. And I think they've been so spoiled at quarterback with having the type of quarterback play that we've had that the quarterback has made them look better. Just like when Taj Boyd was there, the wide receivers made him look like an elite quarterback.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from Clemson.
Yeah.
Big shout out though. NC State double overtime. That last pass, that when he switched and caught that ball in the end zone, Devin Carter. Big shout out to Devin Carter. That was a remarkable catch. I think that was beyond remarkable on a scale of 10 to 10. That had to be a 10.
Right.
A scale of 10 to 10, a scale of 1 to 10. That had to be a 10. But big shout out to the QB, So Devin was, just to touch on something real quick. He looked down the field on the left, and then he made that move to the right and threw it.
He looked him up.
And that goes back to what you were saying earlier. You can't stare down the receiver, because that would have gave us the safety more time to get to that side of the field.
Right.
And to add on to
you
what
ready
you just
for
said,
some predictions, Marcus?
Hold on. I think Marcus was about to say something.
To add on what you just said, Joe, guess who also did what you just said in the national championship game? Tua Tagovailoa, 2nd and 26 against Georgia in overtime. He looked off the safety to the right. He threw the ball down the field. Devontae Smith. They won a national championship. That's what you have to do if you're the quarterback.
That's a skill set that just has to be developed. That's a skill set to be like, to have that type of eye, to have your head one way, but your eyes in a different direction, and then turn at the last minute and put that ball in the air. That's a skill set. He'll get it. I think he's going to perform better, but we shall see. We shall see against Boston College. I think that's going to be a tough game, but we got some really good games tomorrow. You got Clemson versus Boston College. At least I got the home field advantage. I'll say that.
I'm predicting us to lose.
FanDuel is predicting y'all to win by 15.
Yeah, we're gonna lose.
Even at 2-2, and Boston College 4-0, they predicting Clemson to win.
88%.
See,
Are you
88%.
picking Clemson, Marcus?
Against Boston College? Yes, I am. The team that always gives Clemson trouble.
I know you want to give them a round of applause. So
I'm not picking Clemson.
okay, her team, but that's good that you going off like how you feel about the stats and the performance.
Who are you picking, Joe?
I'm going with I'm going to go with Boston College. If you see the performance by them just over the last 4 games and how they have performed, I think it's going to be tough for them to knowing that they're about to go against this team. Like, oh, we're about to play Clemson and they're 2-2. We can't lose. We are undefeated right now, and this is our opportunity to shine against Clemson. We cannot lose.
Yep.
If you lose
and I'm okay with it because go ahead, Marcus.
If you guys lose this game, you are unranked. Right now, you're at 25, but you cannot lose this game.
Yeah, they cannot lose this game. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Alabama versus Ole Miss. They're predicting Alabama to win. Alabama right now 4-0. Ole Miss, they are 3-0.
I think this is going to be an interesting game.
What
Marcus?
say you? What say you, Marcus?
What I say is we're playing that one head coach in college that I just cannot stand, which is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
And you know what? Even though they may have a high-powered, offense or whatnot, and we went through that rough patch against Florida, I believe that we'll be fine. It'll be a close game. I'm going to give us a 10-point spread, but we're definitely coming out with a W. And that's not moving from emotion or anything like that. I just believe in what we have and our wide receiver core. Going back to week 1, what we talked about before Alabama played Miami, we spoke about the rushing aspect, the running backs. Mm-hmm. That was a deal, and it's been showing. And I pulled up the stats from that, and I'm not impressed. But the wide receiver core and the tight ends, they've been producing like it's nobody's business.
What say you about Jameson? He ran he had 2 kickoffs that he ran back for touchdowns last week.
That man said, I was in the national championship last season. I got my brains kicked out. What am I doing here? I need to be with Roll Tide. So he made the right move because he came over from Ohio State. He's a transfer, and he's our leading wide receiver right now. He's doing a phenomenal.
2 kickoff returns.
Who are you picking, Jack?
I'm going to go with Alabama. I think it's going to be a tight game, too. Ole Miss has played stronger this year, and the last time that they played, the problem, Alabama is going to have to hold Ole Miss because Ole Miss know how to put points on the board.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Ole Miss has really been. So this is what I see is interesting about the game. Mm-hmm. Ole Miss really has not been challenged defensively this year. Alabama has not really been challenged offensively this year.
Ooh, that's going to be okay.
I think that is what makes the game very interesting and is what's going to keep. I think it's not going to be like Ole Miss scoring what they've been scoring. I mean, 43, 54, 61. I don't see them scoring that on Alabama.
They scored 48 last time on Alabama when they played last year.
I don't think they're going to score that many points.
Okay.
I think they're going to score points. Maybe like a 37-35 type of game.
30. So are you predicting the score to be that close?
Yeah.
35-37.
Yep.
What are you predicting the score to be, Marcus?
I'm going 45-35 less.
that's one game that I am going to look forward to. There's so many good games. Georgia versus the Arkansas team. Arkansas is
I
doing
think
good this
Arkansas
year.
is going to upset Georgia.
You think Arkansas is going to upset?
I think I think that Georgia has one of the best defenses in college football right now. But I
They
think
do.
Arkansas is also trying to prove a point.
They are.
And they're the underdog. And I think they're just sneaking their way through. But I think that they're going to upset Georgia.
What's
I wouldn't be
interesting? Go ahead.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
JT Daniels, he's dealing with the injury. So if he can't play that game or he start off and have to get pulled out of the game, it's going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think that's going to be a huge factor tomorrow in the game.
Arkansas is playing good ball on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the thing is, Arkansas right now for this season, they have an average of 261 yards that they do each game. 261 yards per game that they average. But to be able to rush for 261 yards against a team that only gives up 150 yards per game, then you got to look at, okay, where's that balance going to be? Is it going to fall on the favor of Arkansas or is it going to fall on the favor of Georgia? Are they going to be able to hold that team to 150 yards?
Yeah.
Marcus, what do you think?
You know what? I'm surprised by Arkansas myself. I had a chance to watch some of that game, and they did look impressive. But at the end of the day, it's Arkansas, and they're going to fall. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm
going
sorry.
with Georgia, so that's
I'm
going to be a good one.
I'm picking Georgia. And
you picking Georgia? Okay.
I Georgia. I didn't know that JT Daniels was injured, but it seems like they're going to have to rely on their defense if that's the case.
Well, they have proven themselves this season.
Who are you on with, Joe?
Georgia.
Yep. And I'm picking Arkansas for the upset.
And I got Georgia.
We got another undefeated matchup too with number 5 Iowa versus Maryland.
That's going to be a good game too.
Yes.
I'm going with Iowa.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I got Maryland.
I got Maryland.
Hey, I know you are online like doing these games like the whole day, Marcus. So we are going to be like this. Did you see that? Oh, they go Iowa. Oh, look at Alabama. Oh, Miami. Oh, well, not Miami, but Clemson.
So you know that Tua Tagovailoa's little brother is the quarterback for Maryland.
He is.
Is he?
Yeah.
Now that I didn't know. That's going to be interesting.
Maryland is also playing good ball.
Okay.
So they are they beat West Virginia, and West Virginia just almost beat Oklahoma this past week. So I think that Maryland's gonna upset Iowa.
Yeah, I'm going with Maryland.
Okay. We shall see. We was talking about possibly on the, what do we say, in the morning on Sundays, possibly on Sunday mornings, doing a live and just being able to do a recap of the game.
Okay, 2 more undefeateds and then we'll get off.
We're on town.
Okay.
Wait,
Florida versus Kentucky.
Florida versus Kentucky. I did not analyze that one.
Kentucky's undefeated. Florida just lost to Alabama, but Kentucky's undefeated.
Florida.
Yeah, I don't have enough data to make a prediction on that one.
You said Florida?
Florida.
You going with Florida?
I'm going Kentucky.
You're going. I'm telling you, it's going to be so much communication on Saturday.
And then Baylor versus Oklahoma State.
Oh, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I'm going Baylor.
Hey, whatever. If it was Duke versus I don't know, Alabama, and we would have said Alabama should have been like Duke.
I got mine wrote
She's
down.
just trying to oppose us, Marcus.
I got mine wrote down.
Oh, she did already have it done. Okay.
And I did go with Alabama with y'all. I just said it was going to be a close game.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be so tomorrow is going to be a lot of good football tomorrow. And I think tomorrow is going to be important because no team can afford to lose that we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, undefeateds are going to be falling.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Alabama can't lose.
Falling,
Ole Miss
falling,
can't
falling.
lose. Georgia can't lose. Arkansas can't lose. Clemson, no, they can't take another
And
loss.
you know what, Rebecca? Before we go, remember what we talked about the very first show: tips for wives who deal with husbands who watch football. Right? I have something right here. I'm just going to give you one. I'm not going to give you the game because I'm going to start sending out invoices. So I'm just going to give you a one. Okay. Now, ladies, I'll make it as quick as I can. Make sure that you pay attention. Okay. Let's say that your man loves football. You hate football, right? What you're going to do, say, hey, babe, you make sure that you take care of the chores I need you to take care of. Just do everything I need you to do. And guess what? I'm going to leave you alone on Saturday to watch the game, right? Psychology is about to kick in. Now, after he does it, he begins to watch the game. This is what I want you to do, ladies. Bring him his favorite snack and favorite drink without him standing. Wait.
Oh, Lord.
At this point, look like something's not right. Something is going on, right? Leave for about 20 minutes. Come back, bring him another unexpected snack. If his team wins that game, ladies, he is putty in your hands for the rest of the week. I'm sending out invoices.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to take this show and show it to his wife and be like, man, like the show is good, but you got to watch the whole, you got to see the whole show to the end.
Yeah.
And then I think like that whole segment that he just laid out is like specifically for his wife.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this.
That's not
Us men, when our football team wins, we're happy. We're running around the house, singing stupid songs that don't make sense. Sing those stupid songs with us that don't make sense. That's gonna play an advantage for you. It's gonna make us do more things for you, more things around the house. You know what, babe? I'm gonna go out here and cut the grass real quick. You need anything from the store? I'm gonna go make a grocery run. You hungry? I'll get you anything that you want. Listen to Marcus.
So if we did the Sunday recap, what I'll do is maybe I can incorporate the Women Learn Football on that show.
Yeah, maybe we can bring, if he's available.
Yeah.
Marcus, come on for 10.
I'm gonna have to wear.
Going to keep the show around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear the doctor's coat with the glasses and have the little stick pointed at the board, the do's and don'ts.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah. We'll
keep
call
y'all
you.
posted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll call you.
Okay.
Well, this was a good show.
Yeah.
We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We covered it all. Tomorrow we shall see
Yes.
who's going to prevail.
Yes.
Marcus, we wish you the best with your Alabama team. Rebecca, Clemson. Hopefully, I want to see them perform. I want it to be a good game.
I'm still all in.
She's still all in.
Go Tigers.
She's still all in. We shall see how Georgia perform. And you know what? I think we should do it on Sunday. We'll do it live. It's 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes just to
Are
go
y'all
over
ready?
all. Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. You heard it from Rebecca. You heard it.
Right.
We will see you guys on Monday for Wealth Building Monday. You guys have a good one.
With the boss's view, you gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.